Did you know that new stadiums cost taxpayers billions? Yes, billions of dollars are being funneled into these massive projects. Yeah, billions with a B. It's an astronomical amount of money. It's crazy. We're talking enough money to fund schools, hospitals, or fix potholes the size of craters. Imagine the impact on education and healthcare. But instead, it often goes to building giant, shiny playgrounds for grown men to play games. These stadiums become the focal point of cities. Someone tell me that makes sense. How do we justify this allocation of resources? These projects are often sold as economic magic wands, promising jobs and growth. Politicians and developers paint a rosy picture. But hold on, the reality is often very different. The promises don't always materialize. These deals can be full of secrets, hidden costs, and broken promises. The true cost is often hidden from the public. We're going to pull back the curtain and expose what's really going on. Stay tuned as we uncover the truth behind these billion-dollar stadiums. Building a billion-dollar stadium is like building a small city. It's complicated. The sheer scale of the project is mind-boggling, involving countless hours of planning and coordination. There are so many moving parts, and that's where things can get sneaky. From the heavy machinery to the skilled labor, every piece must fit perfectly. Contracts are long, confusing, and full of legal mumbo-jumbo. These documents are often hundreds of pages long, filled with jargon that only lawyers understand. It's enough to make your head spin. The average person would be lost in the sea of clauses and stipulations. This complexity allows for things to get buried, hidden from public view. Important details can be easily overlooked or intentionally obscured. And guess what? That's often by design. These secretive meetings and handshake deals are crafted to benefit a select few. Teams and developers don't want you to know about the sweetheart deals and tax breaks they're getting. These incentives can save them millions, but at what cost to the public? They don't want you to know the real costs. The financial burden often falls on taxpayers who are left in the dark. They just want you to focus on the shiny new stadium. The excitement and glamour overshadow the hidden complexities and costs. Here's the kicker: taxpayers often foot a huge chunk of the bill for these stadiums. Yes, you heard that right. Your hard-earned money is going towards building playgrounds for millionaires and billionaires. These deals are often justified by promises of job creation and economic growth, but studies have shown that these benefits are often overblown. The reality is the public often gets stuck with the bill, while the profits go to the team owners and developers. It's a bad deal for taxpayers, plain and simple. Let's talk about a specific example, shall we? It's a story that might sound familiar to many of you. Remember that stadium in insert city? The one that was supposed to be a game changer for the local economy. The one that promised to revitalize the downtown area, bringing in jobs, tourists, and a new sense of community pride. Yeah, well, it turns out that was a load of, let's just say it wasn't entirely accurate. The reality was far from the rosy picture painted by the developers and city officials. The project went way over budget, forcing the city to cut funding for schools and parks. The promised economic boom never materialized. Instead, the community was left with broken promises and financial strain. In fact, some small businesses were forced to shut down because of the construction. The disruption was too much for them to handle, and they couldn't survive the prolonged period of chaos. This is just one example of how these stadium deals can go wrong. They often come with grand promises, but deliver very little in terms of real, tangible benefits for the community. So next time you hear about a shiny new stadium being built, remember this. It's not always as glamorous as it seems. The glitz and glamour often hide a much darker reality. It's not just about the games and events. It's about the long-term impact on the community. The empty seats and dimly lit corridors tell a story of missed opportunities and unfulfilled promises. Do your research, ask questions, and hold your elected officials accountable. Don't be swayed by flashy presentations and big promises. Because it's your money and you deserve to know where it's going. Make sure it's being used in a way that truly benefits your community.